Hey everyone, welcome to my another video. This is the video on the topic of string functions. This is the part second, and I hope you have watched the first part of the string functions. Function is strip. Strip is the function which is used to remove the spaces which is in the starting and in the ending of the string which we will give. So here the first example I have taken is str space learn python space. The second line is saying print str dot strip. So what will this do? This will remove the space which is in the starting of the string, that is before L, and the space which is after N of Python. If you will give a string which also contain spaces between the words, so it will not do anything with that spaces which is between the words. It will always affect the spaces which are either leading or trailing, that is in the ending or in the starting. So when we will run this code, this is our output. Here the spaces are not present. And similarly, the next function is lstrip. Lstrip means this will only remove the left space before the string. That is, it will only remove the leading white space. When we will run this code, then this is our output. Uh, Here space is not visible, but if you will use your len uh, when you will use your len function, then you can count the characters that what is happening or what is not, so you can try it by yourself. Similarly, the last function is rstrip, and this removes the space which is in the end of the string. That is, it removes the trailing white space. So it will remove the space after n, that is the ending one, and it will give the output as space learn python. Partition function separates the string. um, Here in the partition function you have to give a parameter which is the separator. Like the parameter you will give is the separator, that is from where you want to separate the string. Partition always give the output in the form of three element tuple. This is very important to understand that how the output of partition come, because next we will discuss about split function which is also similar to the partition function, not same but similar. I will discuss the difference in split and partition function later. First, here you can see I have taken the string enjoy learning Python, and in the second line I have written print str.partition and in parenthesis learning. So learning is the separator here which I have given as a parameter. This means that I want to separate my string by the word learning. So our output will be in the form of tuple and it will contain three elements. Partition uh, also contains the separator which we give. So when we will run this code, it will give us the output like this. So the first element is enjoy, then learning, and then Python. So you can see that learning is the separator. So it has separated the string in three elements. The first one is the left part of the learning, and the middle element is the separator, and the third element is the right side of the learning in the string. Now in the next example, here the string is same, but my separator is different. Here I have used Python as the separator. So Python will also come in the output as an element in the tuple, and it will be the second element, that is it will be the middle element. And now the first element will be enjoy learning, and the middle one will be Python, and the third one will be an empty string. We will run this code and see. As I said, the output is in three element and in the form of tuple. The first element is enjoy learning, the left portion of the separator, that is Python, and in the right side there is nothing in the string. Thus, the output have an empty string as its third element, because it's the rule that the output will always be in the three element tuple form. Thus, it's give the empty string. In this example, I have taken y space l as the separator. So you can take any word or any character of your string as the separator. There is no problem in choosing separator from your string. So here my output will contain the middle element as the separator, that is y space l, and the first element will be the left part of the y space l, that is ENJO, and the third element will contain the part the right side of the L, that is earning Python. We will run this code and here is our output. Here I have changed my string and I have written learn Python. So this time I have done my partition using RN as a separator. RN are the two characters of the last in the word learn. This will give me the output as Rn will be the middle element of the tuple, and the first element will be all the characters left side the R, and the third element will be all the characters right side of N. We will run this code and here is our output. I think you all can understand now. If you have any problem, then you can comment. Now, the last thing which is very important to understand, that what will be the output if we will give a separator which is not in our string. Either it can be a word which is not in our string, or it can be any character, any letter which is not in our string. Like in the second line, I have given enjoy as the separator, and in third line, I have given W as a separator. But both the words are not in my string. So what will be the output? This will give me the output like the first element of the tuple will contain my whole string, and the second and the third element will be empty string. The last example I am taking of the partition function is this one. Here I have taken Python as my separator and my string is learn Python only. So there is no three words even, and the output will be in three element always. So what will be our output for this? I think you all can guess. I will run my code and here is my output. The first element is the left side of the Python and the second element is the right side of the Python. Next function we have to discuss is the split function. This also divides the string which we will mention, but the output format is different from the partition function. The output format of the split function is in the list form. So the output will come in the list form and it will be two element list. And the output of the split function do not contain the separator. Like in the partition function, the output also contains the separator in the middle element. But in the split function, the output do not contain the separator. So here is my first example. Enjoy learning Python is my string. And the second line is saying print str.split learning. Here my separator is learning. So the output will not contain the learning word. And the output will be in the list form and there will be two elements. We will run this code and this is our output. The first element will contain the letters of the left side of the separator, and the second element will contain the letter and the characters which is in the right side of the separator. Now the next example is, here I have give the separator which is my whole string, print str.split enjoy learning Python. So here my whole string is the separator. So what will be your output? When you will run this code, you will see that your output will be in the list form and it will contain two empty strings, because it is the rule of split function that it do not contain the separator. So my whole string is the separator, so it will not contain the whole string. Thus it gives the empty string as the element in the list form. Next example is, here the string is same and I have used enjoy as a separator. Enjoy is the first word. So before enjoy there is no letter, no character. So the first element will be an empty string, and empty and enjoy is our separator, so it will not occur in the output. And the second element will be learning Python, which is of the right side of the separator, that is enjoy. So our output will be an empty string, comma, learning Python. These are the two elements which is in a list. Now the next example is, the string is same but here my separator is different, that is Python. So I think you can understand now how the output is coming. So here our output will be enjoy learning, comma, and empty string, because the characters in the left side of the separator Python is enjoy learning. So the first element is enjoy learning and the second element is an empty string, because in the right side of the Python there is no character. My next example is str is equals to learn Python. Here I have changed the string in to learn Python, and second line is saying print str dot split Python. So it is also similar like the previous one. It will give the output learn comma empty string, and Python will not come in our output because it is a separator. Next example is the string is learn Python, and the second line is saying print str dot split, and the parameter is win. We can say the parameter or the separator. So the separator is win, and in the third line the separator is w. So these are the separators which are not present in the string. So what will be our output when we will give anything in the parenthesis as a separator which is not in our string? So this will be our output. It will give a single string, and which will contain our whole string in the list form. Now the last example is string str learn Python. This is our string, and the next line is print str dot split, and here my separator is space. So my string only contains one space, so it will separate the string from the space. So the first will contain learn, and the second element is Python, and the space will not occur in our output. We can also use space as the separator in the partition function, but there will be uh, the space as the element which is our middle element. And if you will give a string which contains more than three words or more than two words, and your string has more than one spaces, so the split and the partition function both will take the space which is of the first occurrence. So mind this. Next example I am taking is also of a split. Here I have used a character as a separator which is a. So yes, I think you can understand a will not come in our output, and this is the output which will come. This is all the functions which we have to discuss in this video. There are also many types of functions of a string, but it is not possible to cover all the functions. If you want to uh, learn any particular function or any type of function, then you can tell me in the comment. I will make a separate video on that function. Thank you for watching, and follow for more.